Today, we're taking a look at FMB HQ. It's a world-class system that's completely changing the game for community kitchens, mixing some serious precision with a really deep sense of purpose.
So that phrase, Nia's Barakat, it's all about the blessed meals that are served in the community. And behind every single one of those meals, there's this incredibly powerful digital ecosystem. It's all designed to make sure the quality is top-notch while running with this quiet, data-driven efficiency that's aiming to solve one of the biggest problems in any huge food operation: waste.
And that really is the million-dollar question, isn't it? When you're serving literally thousands of people, how on earth do you make sure that not a single gram of food gets wasted if it doesn't have to? Well, FMB HQ was built from the ground up to answer exactly that.
Okay, let's dive right in. The best way to understand how they achieve the zero-waste goal is to actually follow an ingredient. We're going to trace its entire life, from the second it arrives at the kitchen all the way to the moment it gets reused.
So it all starts right here. An ingredient comes in, and bam, it gets a unique ID and its expiry date is logged. Then, the system makes sure a strict first expired, first out rule is followed, so nothing gets lost at the back of the shelf. After a big event, any raw ingredients that weren't used aren't just tossed back on a shelf. Nope, they're formally logged and sent to this special pending review zone, all set and ready for the very next event. See, zero waste isn't just a hope, it's literally built into the workflow.
And the tracking doesn't even stop with the raw stuff. The system also keeps the story of every single cooked dish. It knows how much was served, how much was shared with the community, what was safely stored for later, and if anything at all had to be disposed of, its exact weight is recorded. This kind of detail is just absolutely crucial to see the full picture.
And here's the kicker. All that waste isn't just measured in kilograms. It's measured in actual rupees. This gives the leadership a real-time financial dashboard of waste costs. It turns this abstract idea of waste into a hard number, a financial metric that everyone can see and, more importantly, act on.
So that was the journey for just one ingredient. Now let's kind of zoom out and see how all this detailed tracking builds up into something way, way bigger.
Every single day, thousands of these little journeys are all happening at the same time. And the system, it's capturing every single detail, creating this huge, incredibly rich pool of data.
I mean, just look at the scope of this. We're talking about every single event, every ingredient batch, every last gram of waste, every rupee. It even tracks guest ratings and which chef was assigned to what. Every single one of these things becomes a structured piece of data. And when you put it all together, you get this unbelievably powerful foundation.
So, you might be asking, why go through all the trouble of capturing all this data? Well, it's not just about making today's kitchen run smoothly. It's about building a foundation for the intelligence of tomorrow.
And this is so important. This whole intelligent design wasn't some afterthought they tacked on later. The system was designed from the very first line of code to be ready for AI. Every little piece of data it gathers is a clean, structured building block, which basically makes the entire platform future-proof. All right, so what does having an AI-ready foundation actually mean in the real world? Let's take a look at the kinds of questions a system like this can start to answer.
Okay, here's a classic planning nightmare for any organization. Trying to predict the cost of a major series of events like this is incredibly complicated. Usually, it's just a lot of guesswork and digging through old spreadsheets.
But this is where all that data starts to shine. The system can just crunch years of history, event details, ingredient costs, how many people showed up, and it can forecast the budget with, well, remarkable accuracy.
Or how about this one? This is a challenge everywhere. You need a menu that's healthy and tastes great, but you have a strict, non-negotiable budget per person.
With this system, the AI can instantly zip through its library of hundreds of recipes. It cross-references nutritional info with real-time ingredient prices to suggest the perfect menus that hit that sweet spot between health, taste, and cost.
Now, let's think about the people who are actually on the ground, in the kitchen. A busy manager doesn't have time to be clicking through menus on a screen. What if they could just ask a question in their own language?
And that's really the point here, making all this power accessible. This technology puts incredible data into the hands of everyone, not just the analysts. A manager can just ask, "How much rice do we have left?" in Hindi, and get an instant, accurate answer totally hands-free.
This whole ecosystem isn't just smart. It was designed from day one to grow right alongside the community's needs.
And this is really the vision for the future. The exact same cloud infrastructure that is flawlessly managing 3 kitchens right now is ready to handle 30, or even more, across different cities tomorrow. and without having to change a single line of code. I think this quote just captures the whole philosophy of FMB HQ perfectly. It's built with the kind of precision and power you'd expect from top-tier corporate software, but its engine is driven by the heart and soul of community service.
And that's the thought I really want to leave you with. This isn't just about managing a kitchen. This is a learning system. It's a living, breathing ecosystem that gets more efficient, more predictive, and just plain smarter with every single meal it helps prepare. All to make sure the community always gets the very best.